What's going on, everybody? Nick Gaschler, back with another film session as we get closer and closer to the draft. I'm trying to pump out as much of these as possible. I believe I have maybe 3-ish left. I think I'm going to do this one and then 2 more. So, and then we'll do a mock before the actual draft. But anywho, on the topic of today's film session is Jameson Williams. And Jameson Williams, Alabama receiver, Ohio State transfer, was very electrifying this year, and he was potentially being talked about as a potential top 10 guy. I don't love that. I didn't love it then, and I don't love it now, especially now that he's starting to go back to that. He tore his ACL in the national championship, which dropped his stock a little bit, but now it seems like his rehab is going well, which is great for him, but his stock is starting to climb back up to the point where I'm hearing whispers and rumors that he might be the first receiver off the board. Is he worth it? Let's get into it and check it out. Jameson Williams is known for being fast as hell, and this is a really good play that exemplifies that, right? He's going to be coming out of the slot here, and he doesn't start off too fast. His stem is pretty slow, but once he makes that break, his second gear is crazy, and he doesn't get the ball here, and this is just a pretty simple deep route, which he runs a lot of, but he is able to get up to that second gear and get super fast, super quickly, really well there. Just the acceleration right there. And then we see the separation right there as well from the safety right here. I'm not sure who that is. It might be Darian Kendrick. Either way, this separation right here is enough to get it. I mean, if that's a good placed ball downfield, that's a touchdown, because Williams is able to get that run after catch and do a good job of being able to do that. So I just wanted to use this first play to show off how speedy he is, and we'll see more examples of that as this film session progresses. Now, Jameson Williams, I wouldn't say is known for his route running. He's definitely not a bad route runner, I don't think, but his route tree is limited. And we talk about receivers, we talk about the route running and the route tree. Their route tree is what their coaches have them run. Their route running is how well they can run the coaches, what the coaches ask them to run. Jameson Williams runs a lot of go routes and fades, and that's fine. I mean, obviously he has a purpose there, and his purpose is to be fast and take the top off defenses. He does that very well, but there are occasional plays where he is able to get a crossing route or a wheel route of some kind, and he's able to take them. And this play in particular, you had the safety, number 31 right there, bite on the underneath route, which left Williams wide open, and Bryce Young was able to take advantage of that. But what we see here again is his speed. Once he gets the ball in his hands as well, he's able to turn upfield and get upfield pretty quickly for those yak yards. You love to see that. The yards after catch is really valuable there. Williams is, again, like I said, able to catch right there and then get right up the field. And that's something very valuable in a receiver that I look for a lot. If you're able to turn upfield the way he is, that generally means that you have pretty secure hands, you're confident in yourself, and you're able to move upfield and make a big play like that. And again, the route running right there, the break is pretty good. It's sudden. If he had a guy on him, press man one-on-one, I'd be confident in his ability to kind of fake the guy out with the suddenness of that break. And it's a good, well-ran route. It's about 10-ish yards because he's on the 30, ends up on the 45-50. So overall, decent route, and he's able to get upfield and score a touchdown. And that's what we need Jameson Williams to do. We want him to score touchdowns. And I think an interesting aspect to Jameson Williams' game is his ability to play small, but also play on the outside. And we see that right here, Jameson Williams at the bottom of your screen. He gets pushed around a little bit first right there, but then Keely Ringo right here is able to get into him and push him around a little bit. But Jameson Williams stands tall, and he's able to continue to run and keep focused through the route. First off, props to number 5, Keely Ringo, for running with him like that. But at the end of the play right there, he's going to get hands on, and we'll see if we can see that through the other view, this wide view. We'll see if we can get that. He kind of gets hands on him right there and delays it and doesn't allow Jameson Williams to catch that. But Williams does not fall over. He doesn't get taken out of the play, rerouted. For a small guy on the outside that's going to have to face a lot of that, he does a good job of being able to stay true to how he plays and stay up. We're going to see that right here. This Georgia defender, I'm not sure who it is. This Georgia defender comes into him and runs into Jameson Williams and knocks him off his route, but he gets right back into it and is able to continue to run the route. That's valuable play right there, especially from a slimmer guy who's just going to be playing on the outside that may experience a lot of that. Now, one of the biggest downsides to Jameson Williams for me is he gets a little lazy on the backside of plays. This play, obviously, it's a passing play, so it's hard to tell if it's a backside, but a couple key things that are going to show you that it's a backside. First off, We're going to see a three-man slide to this side, so we're going to see a Roger call to the right for the offensive line, which means the right side, these three guys, or I guess it would be a Ray because there's three-man slide, are all going to slide this way. The second way we can tell it is Bryce Young is making his first reads to this side of the football field, and from the last two Bama quarterbacks that have generally come out, Nick Saban does not ask them to run a ton of multi-read concepts. And Bryce Young is also able to throw the ball that way. I mean, that's the most obvious telltale sign that the play is going that way. But now let's watch Jameson Williams on the backside. We've seen him as a pretty energetic route runner, but that route was definitely not the best he's kind of gone through. He kind of jogs through it on the stem, and his break on the hitch is not as sudden as you'd like to see. I think that kind of hurts him in this aspect and shows off that he gets a little lazy when the ball isn't coming his way. Just something to think about, something that you kind of have to live with. If you're fine with him being lazy, a little bit lazy on the backside, he does this as a blocker as well, then that's fine. But if not, buyer beware, you know what I mean? But again, at the end of the day, we talk about Jameson Williams being a alpha male, big, deep threat, take the top off of defense type of receiver, and that's what he can do for you right here at the bottom of your screen. He's going to get off the release, create immediate separation, right, because he's going to fake this way. Keely Ringo kind of falls for it. Doesn't give him much, but is able to give him a little bit. And Jameson Williams takes what he can get. He's going to be able to get out there and create separation right there once he gets into his second and third gear. He's able to come down the field. If the ball is placed a little bit better, he'd have a untouched touchdown from the safety, and that's excellent coverage and recovery speed from that safety. But Jameson Williams is still able to catch that football and make a touchdown. It's kind of tough to see from this angle, but you can see that he catches it. Really good job of being able to hang on to that safety, creating contact with him, and then being able to come in and finish with a touchdown. That's just textbook deep threat type of plays from Jameson Williams. And our final example here against Arkansas of Jameson Williams kind of being a little bit lazy as a route runner here. We're going to see him at the top of your screen. Again, let's first watch Bryce Young. What does Bryce Young do on this play? After the play action, he's immediately going to come to this side of the field and read it. And he scrambles out of it. Goes towards that side of the field. His primary concern, especially with this being the field side because they're lined up on the left hash, is going to be this way. And Jameson Williams on the back side of the play once again. Now let's watch Jameson Williams right here. What does he do? He kind of starts off slow, or starts off quick, and then starts jogging right about the 40-35 yard line. And then really lazy break right there. A little bit better than the last one we saw, but still, it's kind of predictable right there. You can kind of see that he's going to slow down. He knows he's not going to get the ball on this play, so he's not going to try as hard. I don't like that. You need to go 100% all the time, otherwise you're going to risk injury, or otherwise you're just not going to be as successful as a player. People are going to not consider you, coaches are going to see that and not consider you as hardworking as a player as the next guy. And I don't like the laziness that coming from that. I think that needs to change on his end, and as an evaluator, you kind of have to take that into consideration. Now, this final play isn't necessarily a big separation play from Jameson Williams, but what it does show us is how good of a deep threat he is, and again, how good his yak ability is. And we're going to see him right here coming out of this break at the release at the top of your screen. And what I do like about this play is right once he passes the first level, once he gets past these linebackers in this corner, he's going to create a stutter step to try and slow this corner down. And then he's going to get up into his route and be able to separate. He's right here, by the way, my bad. The film pointed at this guy, but he's right here. He's going to be able to just kind of slow down a little bit, create a stutter step to throw that corner off. Let's watch him again right here. Once he clears that first start, and then he's going to get up. And he doesn't create too much separation here, but he's still able to catch the football. That's enough separation for Jameson Williams, because once he catches the football, he continues to run downfield and continue to work to get that yards after catch, and that's going to be a big touchdown for him. Just shows off, again, that vertical ability. We haven't really seen many other routes besides the crosser early on, so his route tree is a little bit limited. But, again, you're using him to be a top off the defense type of player. He's going to be a Y. He's not going to come in as a wide receiver X, wide receiver 1, right? He's going to come in as a Y, maybe a Z type of wide receiver 2, could play out of the outside of the slot. So, Jameson Williams, my concluding thoughts on Jameson Williams. He's an interesting player, and I get why the league is super high on him. Allegedly, the league is super high on him, and I get why. He's fast, he's electric, he can take the top off the defense. You live in a world with Tyreek Hills, super fast guys like that. formerly known as Henry Ruggs. Unfortunately, he made some bad decisions, but the guys like the superstars like Tyreek Hill, the Devontae Adams, you see these type of players make a big impact. These Stephon Diggs, who are also pretty fast. You see these guys make impacts on the game, and you want whoever the next guy is, and that could be Jameson Williams for some teams. A rare occurrence is seeing a really fast guy on the outside like a Jameson Williams or like a Tyreek Hill. And I think Williams can provide that, barring injury and barring a little bit of his inconsistencies. I don't think he's a good blocker. I don't think like I discussed in the video, he's not a great backside player. Like when he's on the backside, he's going to be lazy, and I don't like the laziness in him. I'd like to see that improve. His release is a little elongated. There's at times where I think he puts a little too much mustard on his routes. He can be cool, but like again, I don't need you to stutter step 5 times when there's nobody in front of you. I just need you to run the route and get open. I think the lack of route tree is a little concerning, especially in a 1-year production year at Alabama. I'd like to see him run a little bit more routes, a little bit more diversity to his game. But as a whole, he's a very likable player, and I could see why if he gets picked high in the top 10, I can see why people are going to be willing to gamble on that upside, and that seems to be the theme of this entire draft class. So that's my thoughts on Williams. If you enjoyed this video and enjoyed content like this, make sure to like and subscribe. We'll have a lot more coming these next 2 weeks, and beyond we have some interesting projects. So I appreciate all you guys again, and I'll catch you guys soon. Peace out.